Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Wednesday morning, August the 24th. We're coming to you live from downtown Panama City at Fox 28 Studios, and our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. And getting kicked off over there, 767-5500. Temperature this morning, 75 degrees here, 77 both in Marianna and Apalachicola, but over in Sandestin it's already 81. We got a little breeze this morning already. High today, 92, low tonight, 77, and a water temperature bounced back up to 87. Our boating forecast, the wind's going to be coming out of east and then switch to the northeast at 10 to 12 and seas 1 to 2. It'll be a great day to be on the water. The river readings, take a look at the Apalachicola. This hasn't changed. I probably could have made one copy at the beginning of the summer and just left it on here instead of using this paper. But Apalachicola is 0.6. And folks, the Choctawhatchee is 0.2. Now this is really something. It may go up maybe by Friday to 0.7. A big increase from 0.2 to 0.7. Looking at our tide chart brought to us by Carl Vernon Marine Specialties. He does docks and seawalls and boat lifts. Does a good job with them. Good strong tides. We're looking at a high tide, right now at 5:47 and low at 5 o'clock, and a good strong tide coming in the rest of this week. There'll be some good strong tides. So give Carl a call and check with him on any kind of marine construction you may need. Every Wednesday morning, I'd like to talk to Captain Blair Morgan, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers down in Port St. Joe, and Blair lives on Cape San Blas and always fishing and either hunting Tate's Hell or fishing the Cape. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
I'm doing great, buddy. What's going on down your way?
Well, it's been hot, and the weather's been beautiful. And St. Joe Bay out here, I can tell you, the scallopers, I can't tell you how many that's been out here last Saturday. I don't think I've ever seen many cars at the boat ramps. My neighbor said he counted 200 and something boats off his porch the other morning.
How many?
Over 200.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, but, and all of them right around Black's Island out there.
Yeah.
But hadn't heard a whole lot about any fishing going on right now out here, but it's been so hot. But there's a big school of tarpon off the Cape Point out there. There's a school, probably 150, 200 tarpon in it. And the water out there is absolutely beautiful. It looks like the Bahamas out there.
Oh, good.
I mean, it's just really clear. There's a lot of tarpon over around Indian Passway. A few triple tail being caught, not a whole lot of them. And there's not a whole lot of fishing offshore right now.
Yeah.
But you was talking about the Apalachicola River. I have a friend of mine, Charles Golden from East Point. Him and his family made like a 100-mile trip down the river last weekend. They were in John boats. He said they ran aground several times.
Wow.
I mean, it was so low that you really had to pay attention to the sandbars coming out, and trying to stay on the deep side.
Yeah, that's got to be something else. And I know up around the Bluntstown area and all from Bluntstown, now I know there's more water down at the end, but I was at Bluntstown Saturday and talking to those guys, and a lot of those guys not even going out now on the river.
Well, what he was saying is right below the Jim Woodward Dam, from that way down, through Bluntstown Way is where it was really, really low.
Yeah.
And, anyway, that's about it. It's going on, Winston.
Well, that sounds good, Blair. It sounds good, and maybe we'll catch some of those tarpon.
Yeah, that'd
all right.
be good.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay.
All right, folks, we'll take this break and be right back.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
$10,000 prize money in the 15th Annual Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association's Kingfish Tournament, August 27th. Fish from Panama City, Mexico Beach, wherever. Weigh in at the Mexico Beach Marina. $150 per boat. Captain's Party Friday night. Proceeds to build more artificial reefs. Register early at the Mexico Beach Marina or Half Hitch and Blue Water Outriggers. Complete details at mbara.org. When you're looking for sales, parts, and service for your outboard, all in one location, you're looking for BJ's Marine, your authorized Tohatsu and Nissan dealer. BJ's Marine does it all. They have outboard parts and a service center and used motor sales too. Tohatsu, reliable, dependable, fuel efficient, and lightweight. Tohatsu Outboards, technology for the next generation. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road since 1991.
Flag with professional fiberglass and marine service. We offer all types of boat repair, fiberglass work, bottom painting, detailing, buffing. If your gel coat's looking dull, we can get that boat looking good for you again. We also offer a pickup and delivery service, and we have trailers that you can use if we are going to work on your boat, and we can come and get your boat for you. We can be reached at 850-960-9054, or you can reach us on the web at profiberglassmarine.com.
Welcome back, and Captain Ken Paramore.
Good morning.
It's always good to have Ken on here. We spend
you.
a lot of time talking before the show, and always something informative and entertaining. I know you guys have been busy.
Yes, they have been working very hard.
I know. I try to jot down all the things we want to talk about. So let's get right on into it, so we can cover all this.
Okay.
First thing we're talking about catching redfish off the pier, and y'all.
Yeah, we've received some unconfirmed reports lately of how people are releasing redfish, particularly oversized redfish, off of the pier after they catch them. And as most everybody knows, the redfish get really stressed due to the warm water and due to their size and how they fight. And then when they raise them up on the pier and they take their pictures, and the deck of the pier is hot, and they may not release them right away, and that fish is stressed to begin with. So, and then we get reports when they release them, they just throw them over, chunk them, for lack of a better term, over the side of the pier, and they hit the water, however. And the other day we got a report of about 6 that had washed up, oversized, on the beach that were dead. So we can only assume that maybe how they were released or they were overstressed. And one unconfirmed report was that people are using those bridge gaffs like they do, during the cobia run, and gaff them to bring them up, which puts a hole in them.
Yeah.
And then get them up and measure them, and they're oversized, so they throw them back. And of course, that fish is not going to make it. I guess I would encourage people to use those around bridge nets, and lift them up, and hurry up and take their measurements and take their pictures and lower the fish back and try to revive it to swim off. Another idea would be to walk the fish up to the beach and have somebody go down on the beach and unhook the fish and revive the fish like we do on the flats when we're flats fishing. There's no point in catching these big fish and throwing them back only to have them die because of rough handling or gaffing them. And the law does say they need to be released unharmed, and you put a hole in one or you put him back half dead, he's not unharmed. So.
And as outdoorsmen and sportsmen, and it's just an ethical thing to do, and a lot of us will try to do that. I know you're talking about the nets and all. I know there are guys out there, they'll loan you nets. I know Bobby Graham fishes the pier all the time. He has a big landing net that he helps people on big fish. You just drop it down. So even if you don't have one, holler for help and somebody take one down there and help you get it up.
That gaffing is that's a no-no.
So
that's not the way to do it, and particularly one that's not a keeper that's going to have to go back. You can't judge 30 feet below that fish is going to be in the slot. So I would encourage that they don't gaff them, and it could get them in trouble if they release them, not unharmed.
So y'all be aware of that, and just a lot of times people may not know, especially if they're out of town, but tell them that they can't be gaffing those like that. And speaking of not knowing it better and knowing better, we talk about this every time you come on the show. We're still having scallop violations.
Scallop violations.
Spanish Shanty and Shell Island, you said on a weekly basis almost.
Yeah, and actually we're getting reports of still scalloping in Crooked Island Sound.
That's amazing.
Our officers have made cases in Crooked Island Sound, St. Andrews Bay, and every week they do a few in St. Joe Bay that have too many.
Yeah.
I guess it's too tempting, to let it go. But the guys have been working the alligator hunts at night. They're working scalloping. We still have the boating safety and the busy boating weekends.
Yeah.
There is still fishing going on offshore between the red grouper and vermilion and triggerfish, so there is people still fishing.
Yeah.
And so the guys are just juggling.
They're staying
You know,
busy this time of
yeah,
year.
there's plenty to
August
do.
is busy for y'all.
Plenty to
It
do.
really is. Look, we're going to take a break, and we got a new hunter safety course that just came on last night. I'm going to tell you about it here in Bay County. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed. They build dairy feed. They make chicken feed. They have specialty feed for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm. Look at that, Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get you, the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy at almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
Sunrise to sunset. A walk through nature takes you on a journey of Florida's Emerald Coast. You'll encounter the wildlife, birds, lighthouses, indigenous to the beautiful land and seascapes of Florida. Set to the sounds of nature and enhanced with easy listening music. Only $14.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. NatureWalkDVD.com or send check or money order to the address on the screen. A walk through nature. Visually stunning.
Panama City Beach is known as one of the top dive destinations in Florida. Divers Den offers daily dive charters that can accommodate up to 13 divers. Our boat captain is U.S. Coast Guard certified and a PADI dive instructor. We have trained professionals who offer a variety of scuba certifications. Come see us at our two locations on Thomas Drive and Tyndall Parkway.
You know what folks like best about Coram Steak and Eggs? Just about everything. Willie and Linda Coram have been in business a long time. They know how to take care of their customers with great food and great service. Better than being at home. You don't have to do the dishes. It's all good, but be sure to check out the Heavenly Hash. That's what Coram Steak and Eggs is famous for. Coram Steak and Eggs, 804 South Tyndall Parkway. Open 24/7.
Welcome back. Talking about the hunter safety course now. It's going to be here in Bay County, and the dates on it, and we just got this last night. Okay, we're looking at September 6th, 8th, the 20th, and 23rd from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. If you just want to do the internet part, then all you got to do is go on September 6th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay? So, and one class in the range portion is going to be September 24th at 7-11. And we always talk about people wait to the last minute, and this is one of them.
Now's the time to get it, because as we get closer to the hunting season, the classes fill up, and there's only a limited amount that they can put on each month, and I encourage them to get them, now.
So you can do a lot of it on the internet. Go to one class, and the range portion is September 24th from only from 7 to 11 a.m. So that won't take long at all. Talking about crossbow. Before we get to crossbow, let's talk about something coming up this weekend now. Sort of get here real fast. All of y'all remember Ken and I were talking about Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins and the sidekick Jim Fowler. Y'all know what Jim Fowler does, and he's still around. He's going to be here in this area this weekend, okay? Spokesman for the Natural World, new message. Saturday, August the 27th, he's going to be at the E.O. Wilson Biophilia Center. It's going to be at the presentation at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and all the way down the bottom. Children age 6 to 12 are $2. Children 5 and under are free. Tickets for the shows will be available. But anyway, he's going to have two presentations, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, and we're going to have a crew out there maybe try to film him, but I know it'll be entertaining to see him.
But we're also telling our age.
Are you?
By talking about Marlon Perkins.
We're talking about that was the original outdoor show, that and Kurt Gowdy on American Sportsman.
We're dating ourselves.
Yeah, we are. Because Jeff couldn't remember this. He's too young. So anyway, but if you want a chance to see Jim Fowler, he's going to have some cats out there with him, so that'd be interesting. All right, now let's talk about crossbows.
Crossbows new this year to private lands during archery season. Last year there was I think it was about a week of crossbow season exclusively. This year it's incorporated with the bow season, so they run concurrent. So when bow season opens, crossbow season opens, and it's extended period. It runs for about a month now, and of course with crossbow permit, and private lands only, not the management areas. So you can hunt this year with bow or crossbow during archery/crossbow season.
Well, that's a recent development in outdoors, and
it's been in the works for a couple of years, and there's been public workshops and a lot of input by the public and the archery hunters, and on private land they do a good job of managing their and if they don't want people to shoot doe deer with a crossbow during crossbow season, well, that'll be a hunting club rule, but on private land you can hunt either this year.
Okay, that'd be interesting. And I've shot a crossbow before. They're fascinating shooting those things. They're really fast and all.
They're over 300 feet per second that I know, and I know they about the same range limit as a bow. 35 to 50 yards maybe. For some people who can't draw a bow,
yes,
that's an alternative. Because some people just can't, or young people can't draw a bow.
Yeah. And
they can cock a crossbow and sit there with it and fire and kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. I was sitting here before the show and I was talking about a situation, getting on another subject now, on the penalties. When somebody, you have these repeat offenders. A lot of times people make a mistake and all, but when somebody makes an offense, a game offense, y'all have a database. They're put in that database as far as being arrested for this or that.
Right, and we call it ArrestNet.
Okay.
In our agency, and everybody's arrest information or ticket information, if it's not an arrest, goes in what we call ArrestNet, and it's a database, and we have access to it. And we do have, it's just been in the last few years, we've had an enhanced penalties program where years ago, if you got caught for the same thing, every time it was just the same thing. I mean, it was the same penalty, and well, now we have enhanced penalties, so each time we have repeat offenders, the penalty goes up. And, and it can get pretty expensive after second or third time.
Okay, and that's why I was checking. I wasn't quite sure of that, because if you have, I know sometimes the night hunters or these people getting scallops, if they're doing it weekend after weekend and get caught a couple of times, I mean, they're obviously deliberately breaking the law.
And you can get down to, it's going to be very expensive. They can go to jail, or they can lose their license for several years.
Okay, so there is a database on that. And
right.
I was curious of that. So one of the things too, when people go out, there's a difference between being ignorant of the law. I know that's no excuse, but some people really may not know it from out of town, like on gaffing the redfish, or maybe getting if they have 3 people on a boat, maybe they can get 15 gallons or something. So.
Our officers try to use the best discretion that they can at the time based on what they have, and they base their decision on intent. What is a person's intent, to violate the law? Is he just doesn't know, or is he trying to get away with something? And that's tough to do.
Well, one of the biggest clues to me, if they're trying to hide it, if they're hiding something under the console or putting that speckled trout in their toolbox.
That is the best clue. And we did have some last week that had some scallops hidden on the boat, which makes it kind of a no-brainer. He is trying to get away with something, and there's no question about the intent. So that person got a ticket.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna get ready to we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna show you the last issue. I know all of y'all remember the Florida Wildlife Magazine. We're gonna show you the last issue that's come off the press and talk about that. So we'll be right back.
When it comes to the shooting sports, the headquarters for this area for over 57 years has been C&G Sporting Goods. When you need firearms for hunting, target shooting, self-protection, home protection, or if you're a gun collector, C&G's friendly, knowledgeable sales staff is ready to help you make the right selection. C&G buys, sells, and trades guns. C&G will buy one gun or a collection. Look over this area's largest selection of quality firearms. C&G Sporting Goods, home of the experts.
It's Kubota Summertime Deal Days at Soul Tractor, and that means Kubota finance offers are heating up. Right now, we have long-term finance rates as low as 0% APR available for qualified buyers. We have the deals you've been waiting for on the quality new Kubota zero-turn mowers. Come take a look at our new Kubota gas or diesel zero-turn mowers today while the sun shines.
Hurry to Soul Tractor's Kubota Summertime Deal Days and get your best deal on a new Kubota today while the sun shines.
For 26 years, Mills Heating and Air has been serving the Emerald Coast from Navarre Beach to Bay County, Crestview to Defutiac Springs with residential and commercial accounts. 7 days a week, we provide quality service and installation, in-home evaluations, air quality, and duct cleaning. We offer free estimates, convenient financing, and preventative maintenance agreements.
For lower bills, call Mills 234-8177.
Your Panhandle carrier dealer.
The greatest investment we can all make is in the lives of our children and grandchildren.
To help you invest for retirement, handle your IRA rollover, protect your family with life or long-term care insurance, call my dad for an appointment at his new office on Wilson Avenue behind Lowe's. And he'll give you a copy of his most recent book, 7 Steps to Serious Money. For free! Walter Woodrick, your Serious Money Advisor!
Welcome back. Sitting here with Captain Ken Paramore with FWC, and we appreciate him coming on once a month, and he really brings a lot of information. Let's look at Express Lane Fishing Game Forecast. American-owned, American-operated. Today, we're looking at 8:41 this morning to 10:41. It'll be a good time if you're off today, 8:41. Then tonight, 9:08 to 11:08. Express Lane peak fishing period. And it's all what I did Friday afternoon during the middle of that time, 6 o'clock Friday afternoon. Those fish right out there, right on time. Ronnie Groom called last night. Let me go ahead and mention this. He's looking down at C&G, looking for a part-time helper, 3 to 5 days a week. We want you to work on Saturday, but that's an excellent opportunity if someone's retired and wants to work a few days and love the outdoors. I told Ronnie, we were talking about it, I said, seriously, I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, if you like guns and hunting and fishing and interacting with people who do that,
yeah,
what better job is there?
They'll pay you to do that.
Yeah.
So if y'all are interested in working part-time in C&G, I'm sure this is going to fill up fast. Give Ronnie a call this morning down at C&G and talk to him about that. An excellent opportunity for a good part-time job there. So tell Ronnie you heard us talk about it. We laughed about it last night. He wanted to hire me right away, but I told him I had to go to school today. And the NBARA, the big tournament this weekend, we were worried a little bit about Irene, but Irene looks like it's going the other way. So as far as I know, everything's on go for the big tournament. And y'all, if you get a chance and enter, if not, come to the weigh-in. You talked about you may come to the weigh-in.
Might ride down there and watch some of those big kingfish get weighed if I don't go scalloping.
Well, try to do both.
I might have to do that.
The gator hunts are...
Alligator season is in, and that's for permitted people only, obviously.
Yeah.
It opened, I think, the 15th, just last week, and it'll run through November, I think the 1st of November.
Okay.
And it's a 3-phase season, permit only. There was a quota and a draw, the drawings, and it's on certain bodies of water in each county, and then it's in the counties and there's a certain amount of permits that were issued and a certain amount of people that can go. So it's not wide open, but it is in.
So, like I say, the different phases people can go. I mean, they have a permit just for that
phase, right?
Okay, because I was looking up. Somebody mentioned on Facebook last night they were looking for a second phase, and I really wasn't that familiar with the phases. So.
Yep, it's broken out.
Okay, that's a good way to do that.
Yeah,
really
and it gives people opportunity, but it fills up. Every year it's filled up because people want to go and get an alligator.
Yeah. Ken brought me this morning. I appreciate you bringing the last copy. I know the Florida Wildlife Magazine. We, as kids, I was amazed by the photography in it. I always had a great pictures in it. You tell me this is the last printed copy of this.
Yeah, it's going digital. It will be available online, and I'm assuming it'll be under the myfwc.com. Which is our website, but I guess it's a sign of the times and the economy as well. It's the cost, and I think there were budget cuts, and they're still going to have it, but it's going to be digital. But but it's always been an amazing magazine. I've got some copies that date back to the 50s and 60s.
I always keep a collection of those in my classroom, and kids that still, I see them sometimes have a little bit of free time. They'll be flipping through the pictures, and great photography.
It's been a great magazine for a number of years.
So now I guess I have to get all the kids a laptop computer so they look at my.
Well, you know, they carry those things around with them all the time anyway. They've got a tablet or a phone.
But there's something about being able to hold this in your hand and flip through that and look at these pictures and all.
Yeah.
And ironically, you know, the headline on the last issue is Northwest Florida Paradise.
And that's what we've got here. Absolutely.
And you see that all the time. Your guys, I know we've got a minute or two left. Your guys are out in the field all the time, and I know they come back with different reports and all. But I know those guys have an appreciation of the outdoors, of spending the time they do out there.
And if they're like me, and I know they are, they wanted to do it since they were in school, high school.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of their passions. The majority hunt and fish or boat.
Yep.
And they like being in that environment. They're not going to get rich doing it, obviously, but the satisfaction of being happy and doing what you do and enjoying what you do, I think outweighs being behind a desk and making more money. But
you brought up a good point. We spent the first week of school. One of the things I do on the first week of school, I have in my class of 35, I have the kids stand up and tell us about themselves and what they enjoy doing, and then their goal in life. And always, out of every class, I always have 2 or 3 kids that want to be a FWC officer, always. And like I say, since they were little kids, and this is what they want to do.
And they need to stay focused and pursue it and keep their nose clean and get their education behind them, and it'll happen.
I know y'all used to have like a little internship program. Y'all don't do that anymore, I don't think.
Well, with the college courses, like criminal justice courses, we still do have interns that come and spend their internship with us.
Okay.
So we do. But it's part of their curriculum for their college classes.
And they need to go in the law enforcement phase of college, and
right.
And they offer that right here at Gulf Coast.
They sure do.
So it's and that's what I encourage them to do. But at the same time, to get an experience in the outdoors, them just going fishing and all and hunting all the time themselves.
And it helps you relate to people that are out there recreating when you know a little bit about it yourself, and how you approach and how you can have your discussion with them and interact with them in a friendly, positive way. We are the police in the woods and the water, but we do kind of interact on a level that's different than in an urban environment.
Yeah, and a big thing, and they hunt and fish too. A lot of times, like you going scalloping pretty soon.
And you'll start talking to people about that stuff and forget kind of what you're there for sometimes.
Speaking of forgetting, I'm forgetting we're about to run out of time, folks. Ken, thanks again.
Enjoyed it.
All right, buddy. Listen, y'all.
See you next month.
Thank y'all. Thank you for watching the show, and do something good for somebody today. God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.